The intense close-up for that.
It was like 17 exclamation points.
Just a glance, huh?
How many did you hear in total?
3. I'm losing my sight, not hearing. Losing your sight? Perhaps we should emphasize that part. Fucking dick.
You can't be questioning your sense at a time like this. We need her testimony to work. It has to be Iris she saw. I think she would recognize her own family.
One would hope, wouldn't they? Unfortunately, there are no guarantees to this.
She looked outside after hearing the first 2 shots. We would have already run inside by that point. Was there anything wrong with this?
I
can't see anything that might help me. I'd better keep looking elsewhere.
It's going to be one of those sequences.
Yeah.
Hooray!
What else did you see?
Nothing, I'm losing my sight. Yeah, see, it's too blurry to make out. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I'm sure you can deduce who they were. That would have been us and Mystic Maya.
Okay. You doing your best Obadiah impression?
Yeah.
Had to be. Did you see Iris?
No? You?
Me neither. Your testimony's the only thing not placing Iris on that balcony. Something has to be wrong with it, but I'm not sure I want to know what.
Your Honor, the witness's eyesight renders her unreliable. Should we even be having this discussion?
I'm not finished.
Press the witness until you find something to bluff through with.
That's what I do.
Is that how it's gonna be?
It's a legitimate strategy. Really? How else could she have seen Iris there when nobody else did? Did she mistake her for some... Or was there more at work?
There was mystical forces at work.
Was there anything wrong with this?
We have to hear all of them.
I can't see anything that might help me. I'd better keep looking elsewhere.
Indeed.
Indeed! She was by the east balcony! When dazed and... What? Dazed and confused. That would be understandable for anyone. Just to clarify, she was under the balcony, not on it?
Yes, she was standing fairly close.
Was anybody else there?
There was one other person lying on the ground, but she was too blurry. I couldn't make her out.
I would assume that was Porter.
I'm sure you could deduce who they were.
Not everyone must have made it inside yet. When did you say this was?
Shortly after the first shot. When was it? Oh, I'm terrible with this. Raphael Donatello. When was it? Yep. Do you recall the time?
It was 1/2 the hour, ma'am. Around 1:30. Yeah, that's... Are you picking up what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, you'll have to take his word for it. As I suspected, it was a completely different time. She was shot an hour early.
Not good.
How do you even make that sound, Phoenix?
Was there something wrong with this? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, we'll
It's
do
so
this.
blatantly obvious. Wait a minute, I just noticed a hole in that last statement.
Very well, show it to us. Show us the hole.
This piece of evidence contradicts what we just heard.
The clock.
Yeah, obviously. 1:30. Are you sure about that? Yes. Would it shock you, Mr. Donatello, if I told you the shooting took place an hour before? I mean, it's not like Obadiah just said that. What? Impossible.
You're extremely shocked for somebody who was supposed to be innocent. How could you make such a simple mistake?
It was the clock in the courtyard. The hour hand is permanently stuck at the 1 position. No matter what time of day, it will always appear to be 1 o'clock.
Mr. Raphael, I would hope you would remember that by now.
I don't know what to say. I suppose this would mean it was merely 12:30. My mistake.
You're getting the whip later.
Can you call
No
that
harm.
pretty white-haired girl?
No harm done. One would normally expect a clock to work, wouldn't they? What time were we there?
It was
12:20.
12:20.
It's my line.
We spoke with Pearls and Porter until...
We poked Pearls. Oh no!
Hey, she's legal now! 12:30 p.m. But that was when we saw her on the balcony. Iris was seen in 2 places at once.
Dun dun dun.
It's almost like she has a twin sister. Just like...
No.
I thought something was off.
Phoenix.
Aha! That's it. It's crazy, but it just might work.
Why, you mug?
This opens a path for me. This might be it.
Like, this would be the point where they would add Dahlia to the thing.
Yeah. I can still pull this off. Your Honor, I just realized something. Mr. Donatello's mistake opens up an entirely new possibility of events.
Ha! I can't wait to see where this goes.
I have to buy Iris some more time. I'm not sure whether to believe it actually happened. What? I feel like that... I didn't read that right, but maybe I can make them all think she did it. Even if this ends up going nowhere, I have to chance it.
Chance it all, baby.
Iris was apparently seen in 2 places at once. The courtyard and the balcony, at the same time. How might we explain this? Dahlia Hawthorne!
Bikini.
Think, when's another time this exact thing happened?
I mean, this happened, like...
7 years ago?
I don't think most people will remember it. You don't mean? Apparently Judge's brain is actually better than I thought.
Working for once.
Mr. Nick, that's crazy.
Hazakura Temple.
Huh?
I'd like to remind you that the defendant had an identical twin sister. It was her you saw.
You're bluffing.
Darn it, he called me on it.
Well, just break down as soon as he says it. Let us not try to forget who still has the upper hand. You are trying to suggest somebody summoned her late sister. There is no way to prove that.
There's no way she could have been in 2 places at once.
No, there isn't, yet it's impossible to prove whether the spirit was channeled. Mr. Wright says saying somebody channeled her is an accusation by itself. Don't you know who it may have been? No shit.
No, not yet.
Alas, what you propose is still within the realms of possibility.
I would like us to get this case an extension.
Gyakuten Kenji 2 was a major event. It proved to the
I
world
still
that
want to
the
play that.
technique was not a sham. Despite how much I'd like to discount it as superstition, I cannot deny the existence of spirits. GK2.
That was the official case title for the Elise Donham murder 8 years ago. I freaking blanked.
Oh. Does the prosecution accept this as an alternate theory? I acknowledge its basis. I do not, however, support Wright quite transparently using it to prolong the case. Witness, are there ways to see if a channeling occurred? We could perform the spirit severing technique. That may tell if the spirit is still present, however, if she's already departed. there would be no way to find out who did it.
It would be very difficult.
Then let's not waste time. The prosecution requests a recess to test this technique. Both the suspect and an experienced medium are present. It will not take long.
Very well. I'm curious to know if that really is her sitting at the defendant's chair.
But Dahlia's hair was red.
Hi, Porter.
Why? You all suck!
Why are you back? I beg your pardon. That's not what you should ask.
There
That's
you
the
go.
question.
You just
What are you
needed
doing
one
back
more
here?
line.
Seven you stuff. Are we seriously doing this? I mean, like, really? Nobody told nobody, and you all know it. You're all just pulling this straight from your ass.
Only one of us.
This is a legitimate theory. I've given it good reasoning.
Legitimate theory.
Bull crap! You just want to divert attention to somebody else.
What?
You're not even mentioning the biggest flaw with it. It means somebody had to have channeled Hawthorne.
Yeah. You. You didn't hear it, but there were crickets.
Yes, that's kind of the point.
Did you get it, moron? She was a homicidal maniac.
Yes, and somebody's done it before.
Nobody in their right mind would do it.
Nifty Faye! Well, somebody wasn't in their right mind. Let's see you give a better explanation.
No, she's right.
What?
We've had our fun, but it must end. We didn't do anything. I can't let you try and pass this off as anything more than a desperate attempt to prolong the proceedings. Forget her. You were just about to let us test this. I may have spoken too soon. Allow me to recant my previous statement. Before any testing is performed, I want you to give me a complete rebuttal. Our deck has been dealt. You have your hand and I have mine, which has Exodia in it. Let's see if you can pull off your gamble.
I activate Pot
Argument.
of Greed. I don't know what it does, but I activate it.
That's a banned card.
Damn.
I'll entertain your theory,
Holy shit,
but
are we
only...
getting Justin Kenji up in here?
I guess so. But only so long as you can back it up. So far, there's nothing to suggest the deceased Miss Hawthorne was summoned. That's why we're going to test it. Nor a reason for why the medium may have done it. We can easily explain both witnesses' statements using my logic. If you intend to trick this court, I demand you at least support your words. Oh, okay.
Time for a rebuttal. Bluff, hand, deck. These are all poker. Thank you, Phoenix. Well, that's one thing I have plenty of experience with.
Now we just need some grape juice. And we can
William's
get Cool
just been-
Phoenix back.
You mean Phoenix that doesn't make any goddamn sense?
He's Cool
There's
Phoenix.
no reason for that Phoenix personality to exist.
There was, because Capcom are assholes and didn't want Apollo not having Phoenix there.
No, they didn't want Phoenix being in the game, but he was too popular for them to leave out. They wanted to just move on
The
with
original-
Apollo.
Yeah, the original writers wanted Apollo, but Capcom higher-up said no, you have to have Phoenix.
But his personality didn't make any sense.
Yeah. It was going to be a different character.
Williamson's just been toying with me this whole trial. All the vague hints, getting rid of his witness, and now playing along with this off-the-wall theory? Well now, he wants to call me on my bluff? I'll call him on his. He wants Iris to be found innocent. I accept your challenge. It's all or nothing now.
No, you have to verbalize that.
Time for a rebuttal. Williamson!
Huh?
All in.
Oh, Jesus. No, Phoenix. We can't do
now.
that.
Say it now.
We can't do that. This is like smirk. Oh, man. I didn't
really are
expect
getting
this.
Ace Attorney investigations up in here.
I didn't expect this. We'll press him.
Well, press him. I mean, there's no... I mean, you saved. Just a few moments ago, you were willing to accept it.
I must recant that.
Yes, we've already said that.
Seems to me you should give it more thought. Until then, I stand by Miss Porter.
What is this to you? Just some means to confront me over your grudge? What do you want?
How far are you willing to go, right? What kind of man are you really?
I must know!
I must know. By the power of God.
By the power of Grayskull.
I have the power to defeat you.
She was seen in 2 separate places.
By a witness who may or may not be reliable.
Hey,
I
you
remind you?
fucker!
May I remind you, she is half blind. There is possibility, but not certainty.
Who else could it have been?
As prosecutor, it is not my job to clear the defendant. It is yours. There was no opening for a channeling. You were in the courtyard yourself and never mentioned seeing the suspect there.
But you know who I didn't see? Like, after the shooting or any time? Bikini.
Oh my god.
How do I prove
Bikini
this? There
King.
has to be a way. A motive?
Precisely. Channeling the Hawthorne woman is a crime in and of itself. Not to mention extremely dangerous for the medium herself.
That? I can't argue with that. Even the person doing the channeling would have been in danger.
Don't you see? It would be faulty. You'd need to be suicidal to even try it.
Or 187 years old. What if there was something even more important? Something worth risking your own life for?
If you have another card, play it. No holding back. Now or never.
Ace high straight, bitch. Porter's statement and Miss Meredith's directly contradict each other.
Nonsense. The suspect shot the rifle and was seen by you and Miss Porter. Miss Porter fainted and Sister Iris made her way to ground level. There she was seen by the second witness.
But the time doesn't match up. There wasn't enough time to walk that far.
Who's to say she walked? She fell. The bruises on her body are not limited to her shoulder. It may indicate she tried to flee by jumping down. She realized escape was pointless with a broken arm and huddled away until the police arrived.
I have trouble coming to terms with the fact that the guy who made Case 3 made Case 4. Because this is way better, even though it's basically just a rehash of the Dahlia Hawthorne thing.
Yeah.
It is still way better than Case 3.
What are you talking about? You didn't like the memes?
It even brought in the freaking, like, the Gyakuten Kenji stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. This is an actual one-on-one with freaking Obadiah.
Yep.
Instead of the
It's
witness.
a boss fight.
I like this. Are you admitting that her shoulder wasn't hurt from firing the gun?
Even if I am, there is still evidence pointing to her. Certainly, it's easier to swallow than the ghost did it.
It may be difficult, but I can still prove this.
Confidence. Will that be enough to pull you through?
It's all I've had in
Yes.
the past.
I intend to trick this court.
This isn't just a bluff.
Wouldn't that be funny? Bluffing is your forte. Of course it is. If you succeed, you have an already convicted criminal with a motive to throw in the mix. And one who couldn't be held accountable. Truly convenient.
A gathering filled with spirit mediums? It's more than a little possible.
Hawthorne was dangerous. As Miss Porter suggested, one would have to be crazy to even attempt it. There has been a court order against this very sort of thing.
court order isn't going to stop somebody determined enough.
No. If you can prove it, by all means do. Your mere supposition won't get you far.
I guess the
Cold,
word of the
hard
day
logic.
is supposition.
Cold
It's like
hard
the-
logic is required.
It's like the 4th time he said it.
Who, where, when, and why.
I know enough about it that I should be able to come up with something. I need to do it fast.
No. Where are you going with this?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not entirely sure myself.
I'm bluffing. Mr. Williamson was ready for this. He's just toying with you right now, you know that, right? You have to be careful.
We need some way to extend the case. This is just a stalling tactic.
Then make it work. Miss Iris can't go to jail.
She's already been in jail! I can't let Williamson treat me like a cat with yarn. What?
It was still never really answered on when she got out.
But if he wants a show, he'll have it. I'll have to find a way to make this stick. I read that as make this suck.
Alright, let's get to presenting stuff.
Alright, let's read through this again.
I'll entertain your theory, but only so long as you can back it up. Nothing to suggest it. Nor a reason for why it was done.
To shoot Maya?
Can easily explain both witness statements using my logic. Tend to trick this court, I demand you at least support your words. I think that was the last one, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think it's the one where he says there's no reason for them to do it. Because, yeah, I think to shoot Maya,
Hey, where's my evidence? I'm going to...
it's not the newspaper clipping.
Of course it is.
It was the recording bug.
Hey, Obadiah, have you seen my attorney's badge?
Have you seen my Magatama? Just throw Magatama at him.
The fuck is this, right?
I mean, Maya has one around her neck. Present Maya.
Oh, that could work too. That works.
Was it really this simple?
Dang. Where's my enter key?
This makes sense, but it almost seems too easy. Here goes nothing. Take another look back on Hazakura. What was the motive then?
It was to kill Mystic Maya.
That's the same reason this happened. Dahlia Hawthorne was being used as a means of murder.
The murder weapon was a spirit.
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Well, I am satisfied.
Okay! You are?
Credit where it's due. Now this opens the more important question, who did it? The case at Hazakura was hardly ignored by the media and much less the fake land. It'd be hard to believe any medium wouldn't know the implications of calling that particular spirit.
Also, it's been 7 years and she still hasn't moved on?
Nope.
Who channeled Dahlia?
She's an evil bitch.
If this is gonna stick, I need to figure out who possibly had it in for Maya. There was one person who's been acting suspiciously. I still don't have the full story for what she was doing or why. Bikini! Was it really her? I don't know, but I have to run with it. If you're really innocent, then I'm sorry. But I promised Maya I would solve this. And Iris is counting on me. We need a new suspect. The person who
Oh,
channeled
Jesus.
Dahlia Hawthorne is...
We're still going. We're still going all in. Pearl.
Well, it's either Porter or Meredith.
Occult.
Gladys Porter.
The witness? Surely you jest.
She had the perfect chance to pull it off.
No, I couldn't.
You could. Gladys Porter, or should I say, Makoto Faye, you're a spirit medium.
No! Hey, look! Listen! Hey, listen! Stop it! He's lying! Don't listen to anything that D-bag says!
Shut up.
Miss Porter, you hardly have any reason to deny it.
No,
Lying will only make you look worse. You and I both know you're innocent, so start acting like it.
How are you sure?
Think, she never had an opportunity to channel anyone. You were there with her.
Not the whole time. There was a good gap when I couldn't see what she was doing.
Then tell us, when did she supposedly channel the spirit?
Oh god.
I can't save here.
Well, she
Between
was
the first and
she was
second
with
shot.
us.
No.
She was with us during the first shot, so that couldn't
Yeah.
hit.
Between the second and third shots, which she doesn't know she heard the third shot.
So yeah, I would go. She said there was only 2 shots.
Yeah.
It was after the second shot. She has an alibi for the first 2, but not the only one which counts. We still haven't found the third bullet. Who's to say it wasn't shot from a different gun?
no! What about Miss Bunting? Whatever happened to that?
Who's to say when that happened? Plus, who's to say you didn't channel the spirit? Don't you know what happens when you release an angry spirit? I've seen it happen before. I think you fainted after she left your body.
You stupid! You stupid!
Witness quiet. No need to worry, he can't prove this. He's given an opportunity, but no evidence or motive.
Evidence or motive? I'm betting I can supply one of those. Either that or Porter summoned Dahlia. Either that Porter summoned Dahlia or that she might have been after Maya. Which of these... What can I present for either of these? The reason she was there? Bug.
Yeah. That's what I was going for.
Miss Porter! What were you doing with those recording devices?
Where were the bugs?
Where is she?
Where's Maya?
You still haven't given a satisfactory answer to that. You put them in there because you wanted to know where she would be. You were spying on Maya and setting a trap for her.
Well, that's not it! I know it looks crazy, but that's not it!
Then what was it?
I plead insanity!
The saddest part is that might actually work.
If you're unwilling to divulge this information, then Mr. Wright's claims may hold some water. Your rash behavior is not doing you any favors. You're making a suspect out of yourself.
What the fuck? You didn't hear it, but the Obadiah's hold it. Just, what the fuck?
Is that the first time he's ever said hold it?
I want to say it is. But again, it's been a long game.
Because I can only think of his objection.
It was, it wasn't as deep. It was like a regular person said it.
Just imagining, like, freaking Payne saying, OBJECTION!
Clever man. You've managed to win the court over with your twisted logic. It's a trick, Your Honor. A ghoster. He's creating a new suspect so he can buy his client some more time.
Aren't you?
No. That said Obadiah. You've made a suspect out of my witness. It's clear that this case is more complicated than appeared at first sight. What would you recommend?
We need to continue investigating.
The prosecution agrees.
You agree? But didn't you just say I was...
It is a reasonable request, given the hole you've exposed. The trial must continue tomorrow. We won't have all the answers until then.
He's letting me win. I just had to work for it. This was all part of his plan.
I suppose we should extend the proceedings. Court will reconvene tomorrow, as requested. Miss Porter, you will accompany me to the police station.
No, what? You've got it all wrong.
Calm yourself. We'll see how Wright's accusation holds, and give me your fucking pepper spray. If your story checks out, you'll be free to go. I'm sure you have nothing to be afraid of.
Nothing to be...
My team will look into the issue regarding Miss Hawthorne. We will know shortly if it happened. Until then, the prosecution rests.
Nothing.
I think we broke Porter. Oh. Bye.
Okay.
Well,
Why did
Porter's
we get a timestamp?
Porter's dead. You don't really think Miss Porter's the one, do you?
We'll see. Right now it's kind of a stretch.
I don't think it was her. She's too quirky.
Okay.
It's not a reason. You'll get it all cleared up tomorrow, won't you?
I won't let an innocent person take the fall, no matter what happens. If she's not responsible, we'll fix things.
I trust you. You always get it right. You pulled it off pretty well out there. I wasn't expecting anyone to believe it.
Honestly, I'm surprised it worked. That final argument was almost too easy. It was handed to me on a silver platter.
It was.
Williamson meant for me to win. I'd almost say he wanted someone else to get blamed.
Wanted it? But why?
I think he might not want Iris to get convicted.
So, he's on your side?
Maybe. Although I'm still not quite sure what to expect from him. Accusing Porter went too smoothly despite how many holes my argument had. He could have easily shut me down. Why didn't he? He knows more than I do, that much is clear. And yet... he didn't react the same as he did when it happened to Waters. Something's changed about that man.
Bravo, right? I'm going to assume.
Yeah, kinda figured.
Bravo. I wasn't expecting you to take the case. You didn't fail to surprise me.
Why are you here?
To congratulate you. You passed.
Passed?
Section 1 of your final exam. Exam? Yes, he really will do whatever it takes for his client. You are here to defend Sister Iris, correct?
Not entirely. True, I want to see her freed, that's part of it, but... if I was truly honest with myself, I'm here for Maya. Finding the person who shot her, is that really such a bad motivation?
Not going to respond, eh? You've accused another of my witnesses. This is just like with Mr. Waters. Only I don't think you actually believe the witness was guilty this time. Do you? Your years as the Borscht Bowl Club champion have done you well.
Okay.
I can barely read you.
Why aren't you angry?
I can't answer that yet. I have no idea what you will or won't do from here out. Whatever your current tactic is, it's working so far. You got your second day, we'll see what you can do with it.
This isn't some pop quiz, Williamson. People's lives are at stake here.
Oh, it's an exam. Not a pop quiz. Indeed, which is why you will decide the outcome. Everyone's fate is in your hands.
Everyone?
Somebody summon Nyx? Call it a leap of faith in you, right? Like you, I took a large gamble today. You defy all expectations, oh god, so I must do what I can to understand
You look
you.
very presidential.
Yes. Do not disappoint me.
What is it that you know? What's this all about? And how am I being tested? Why and how am I being tested?